It is so cold out here. It is like -9 degrees. The wind is just cruising. I think they said wind chill is like -20, -30. So I brought my milker out here. Let's see if this little heater in here kept up and it's gonna make so I can use this milker this morning. Moment of truth. Oh man, no wonder it went out. I thought I had enough pellets in here. For some reason I thought I had filled it with plenty of pellets overnight, but I guess I didn't, and it went out. Got chilly in here. I have got a lot of stuff to do this morning. I'm already running behind. I need to deliver eggs to the store. I need to deliver milk to our herd share customers, and I need to get 40 bales of hay for my cow because I'm pretty much out. The trailer fell off the block and I don't think I can lift it. Oh, it's stuck. Okay. So this isn't just any old trailer. This is our hay barn. So I don't really have a lot of barn space. I don't have enough space to store hay. So instead of building a space, I decided buy me a trailer, and basically what I do is I go load it up with hay and then park it here and use out of it until I need more. A friend wrecked this trailer. It was pretty beat up, but he sold it to me for 50 bucks, and I put about $200 into fixing it up and stuff. It works great. The man van here has a towing capacity of 3,500 pounds. This trailer is about 1,500 pounds. And we're gonna be getting 40 heavy alfalfa bales. I've done it before and it works just fine. Shelly's not feeling good, so I've got all the kids with me, Izzy, Tirzah, Cade, and Eden. And we're headed out. We gotta go into town to deliver eggs to the store that we sell eggs at. I've got about 90 hens and we sell about 30 to 40 dozen a week, depending on how well they're laying. I've been selling out recently with about 30 dozen a week. I wish I had some more, but my chickens just aren't as laying as well as they should be. I think what we figured out what it's from is we had so much hawk pressure this summer. I think it just really stressed them out and they're just not laying as well. All right, first stop is Blues Creek Farm Meats and Market, where we sell our eggs. It's a butcher shop that they raise their own meat. They've got lamb, beef, pork, and then they also, half of their store is set up to sell local products like our eggs. So they've got like honey, maple syrup, different jams and sauces and all kinds of different cool stuff. So it's a really great place to sell our eggs. We sell them on commission there and it works out really great. So I'm delivering milk to where I work because that's where people usually pick it up. So we've got about 4 or 5 herd share members that get milk every week. Here in Ohio, it's not legal to sell raw milk, but it is legal to do herd shares. So basically people buy part of our cow and then they're able to get milk. We love to be able to provide this to other families. I know a lot of families are not able to have a milk cow, but they want raw milk. And so I just love being able to do that for other people. This milk is for Grandpa and Grandma. I'm gonna take this into him. While we're here at my in-laws, he's got a big barn here that he doesn't really use, so I do store some hay here. And I've got the grass hay here that I use for bedding, so I'm gonna grab just a few bales of that. I'm gonna pick up about 40 bales of hay. And this is alfalfa hay, and this is where I'm saving tons of money this year. So there's a local guy that does a lot of alfalfa hay, and then he stacks the bales in his barn, and then his floor bales he sells for cheaper every year because those get maybe like a little bit dirty or maybe a little moldy on the one side, which is totally fine for the cows. I can get that for half price. His regular price for bales is $8, and I can get them for $4 a bale. So all in all, I'm saving like over $600 this year just from getting this floor hay. And also, I've got another friend who does hay, who does kind of the same thing, and he does regular grass hay. And I've also bought a bunch of hay from him. and I'm getting that for $2 a bale, and that's what I've been using as bedding in the hoop house and for the cows, just because I can get that cheaper than straw, so why not? Plus the chickens love to eat it, and the cows will eat some of it when I first put it down. When it's fresh, they'll eat that too. This right here is exactly why I wanted to move outside of this community, even just half an hour away where we are. It's a little more rolling and there's more trees and stuff. I just cannot stand how flat and open it is. I grew up in North Carolina and Colorado, okay? And if we were to be completely honest, I can't stand the land rape that's going on here either. These are really nice heavy alfalfa bales. They might be a little moldy on one side or just a little bit dusty, but they're plenty good for cows. He sells to a lot of horse people like down south and stuff. And so if it's not quite nice enough, then he can't sell it there. So I get to get it. We are loaded down. All right, here we go. I can tell that I'm pulling a really heavy load. I've got a load like this on here. I take it really easy on the way home, so we'll be going home pretty slow. Anyways, one thing that I did want to talk about real quick. One of the biggest things I think to make a successful homestead is making connections and building relationships within your local community. I cannot tell you how many times that like I found good deals, I've needed help or things like that where my community was there for that. Around us, like our neighbors, there's one neighbor that has been having cattle for longer than I've been alive, and he is just a wealth of wisdom and knowledge when it comes to cattle. I have learned so much from him when we first got our milk cow, and then through him I made other connections. Our AI tech is one of our neighbors. I've gotten hay from some of our neighbors when I needed some in a pinch. So many different things that you really need to get to know your community and your neighbors so that you can find ways to have mutual beneficial relationships. Now the beauty of using this trailer as a hay barn is that all we gotta do is unhook it. You don't have to unload the hay. It just stays in there until I need it. This right here is where those alfalfa bales go. This is a feeder that I made with an IBC tote. This thing works awesome. It was pretty simple to make. This lid here lifts up to be able to put the hay in there. That fits a bale nicely, and it keeps a lot of the waste down because it goes down in there and they eat it out of there. There is some waste around here, but way less waste than if they would just have it on the ground. I try to make keeping my cow as simple as possible. The alfalfa goes in there in that feeder, and then I also have round bales in the corral here for them. Like last year, I think I pretty much only fed the round bales. Then you like don't have to be giving them any hay, just put it out here once every few weeks or so. But I'm choosing to feed this alfalfa here because it really helps her production. It boosts her milk production. And it's good protein also for that beef heifer to be growing. So that's the reason that I do that, but it doesn't even really take any extra time because I feed it to them while the cow's being milked. So while the cow's being milked, I just run a bale and put it out here. I use a surge milker for my cow, but when it gets below about 25 degrees outside, it won't work because the oil in it gets too thick and it won't pulsate. In my last video, I put some insulation around the milker and put a small heater inside with it. It worked, but had only gotten down to about 20 degrees. So I decided the real test would be is when it would get really cold to see if this 200 watt heater will keep up. That day is here. Let's see if this little heater in here kept up and it's gonna make so I can use this milker this morning. Moment of truth. There it goes. Pulsating. We're good to go. Pretty quickly this milker started slowing down. I don't know what freezes in there, but something was getting frozen. So it's gonna take a heat gun to keep it going. It'd probably just be easier to hand milk, but I wanted to try this out and see if it would work. So it is not really working after all. I had that milker on her for a while and it just didn't seem to be getting her empty. Like I can still feel that there's milk in there. I wasn't sure what the deal was, so I took the milker off, ran inside and got my bucket, and I'm out here trying to hand milk her, and she's just not letting down very well. I'm not sure what the deal is, so I'm gonna try to get as much milk out as I can. I was able to get her cleaned out pretty good, and I felt good about that, but my hand got so cold. Up at the top by her udder, it was fine, but my pinky and this side of my hand right here got so freezing cold, and the milk just like instantly froze to the sides of the bucket, and it was quite an adventure. So I filled these waters up for the chickens in here in the bathtub so I wouldn't have to use the hydrant outside, and so I could be outside as little as possible. I gathered the eggs first thing this morning, and some of them were already frozen. I'm going back out again to give the chickens water because I'm guessing their water is frozen again, and I'm also going to gather the eggs again. That's actually still not quite frozen. That's crazy. This is what happens when eggs freeze. Worthless. I had gathered most of the eggs this morning, so this is all that's left. Camera's probably fogged over.
I'm literally crying.
Thinking tomorrow's gonna be pretty cold, not quite as cold as this, but close to this. Then after that, it's gonna start warming up a little bit. A week from now, it's supposed to be like 50 degrees. Welcome to Ohio.